So yeah, the first card you have your past is the Knight of Wands. Yeah, there's something I'm seeing right away in this card. Probably a bit specific. I just want to let you know that I'm seeing something quite particular here. It feels a little bit, scary actually, a bit uneasy, just like this knight, because he's jumping up and down, and not in control. So I'm getting kind of that. Now there might be something that happened maybe around your workplace. I know a lot of people are working from home right now, but it feels like you were somewhere, might not be a workplace, but it was somewhere where you had to be. It's like, I have to be here. That's kind of what I'm getting. I have to be here. I don't want to be here. Now I have to put up with this. That's kind of what I'm getting. So I think you had to put up with a person. It feels like they're a little bit reckless, a bit difficult, because that's what this knight is. He's kind of all reckless. He jumps all over the place. So it might be something about this, something to do with this lockdown, quarantine thing, not taking things seriously, in regards to other people, safety. It might have something to do with that, someone being a bit reckless in that way. I don't know how you feel about this. I mean, people have different opinions, and I welcome all opinions about this particular thing that we're going through. I can't say what my opinion is myself, but it's a really uneasy time. I won't make light of it. It's a very uneasy time, and people aren't acting the way they normally would. So it might be someone's physical health that kind of scared you. It might be that. Maybe they came and coughed at you. It might be something like that. Or it might be something to do with their mental health, because I'm seeing someone acting a bit unpredictably, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like how they're reacting to things. So whatever happened, someone did something, and it feels almost like it shook you, because I'm getting this shaken feeling, and it was something someone did or said. So that's kind of what I'm getting. I know that's really specific, but I want to get this out. So because I'm seeing this situation. So I don't know if you could do this, if this is you. See if you can take yourself away from this whole place, this whole scene. It might be difficult if it's work, I know. But I hope it's not this. It might be some kind of assault. I really hope it isn't. But see if you can take yourself out of this. And if it is a job or something like that, I know it's not easy right now to find other things, but see whatever steps you can take to get yourself out of this whole thing. Because I really feel as if you need to be out of this area, this atmosphere where this happened or where this person is. And, because if you're still rattled, if you're still shaken by this, which is kind of what I'm getting, there's always a way out of something. There's always some way out of things. Okay, so there's also this feeling of, it feels like you've been trying to keep yourself together, trying to keep your loved ones together as well. You've been helping a lot of people. I'm seeing that in this card as well, kind of running around, doing lots of things. And the message I'm getting here is think about you. Think about yourself. And I'm just looking over at the Empress. She's very caring. So care about yourself. If you need time out, get that time out. If this is a work situation, get some time out from that if you can. If it's some other situation that you've been forced into to go somewhere, get yourself out of that if you can. Do whatever you can to get away from that. And also I'm seeing this a lot in these readings, and I think it's happening to you as well. Get away from information overload. I'm getting that here as well. Other people's opinions, things that go on and on. It just feels like a big drain on you. The news, social media, everyone talking about the particular thing, and it's just too much sometimes. It's just over the top. Everywhere you look. If I look on my YouTube and I scroll down on my kind of YouTube newsfeed and I kind of scroll down, every single thing is about that, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at things about that. I'm exhausted of it. I want to look at something fun or something else, anything else, please. That's kind of how I'm feeling, and it feels as if that's how you are. So, all of that kind of thing, it's a mental drain on you. So get your head out of that. Get to a more peaceful place if you can. Music's a really good thing. That might help you. get a playlist of your favorite music and just listen to that. Listen to something funny as well, whatever, anything. There's a need for you to do that. There's a need for you to get out of all of this uneasiness that I'm getting here. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the Five of Cups. Yeah, so again, look at this. He's absorbing everything around him, people's attitudes, behaviors, all of that kind of thing, news items, everything. Big cloak on this man, soaking everything in and holding himself together, not really being able to. So whatever you can, do whatever you can to get out of that absorbing of other people's opinions, and everything I've just talked about. I won't say it again, but you know what that's about. So same thing I'm seeing now. I'm getting someone here as well, someone who's reflecting on things. Yeah, lots of regrets. I'm really getting this, I really regret this. I really regret I did this thing. This is what I'm getting. Okay, this is specific as well. I'm sorry I keep on getting all these specific things, but I have to say what I see. If I see something quite specific, I have to say, because it's for a particular person. So my apologies if it's not for you, but this is something that this person regrets. Now, I think this is an axe. This is someone who's thinking about you. So what I'm getting here is there's an outing or a place where you both went, and I'm getting some kind of an incident here. It feels very, very public. So something happened in public. You're out with this person, and you weren't happy with the way you were treated in public. So it looks like someone showed you up in public, or they said something in front of other people, or something happened, and it was worse because it was in public. I hope that makes sense to someone. And I think this is something you're not going to be able to ever get past. That's what I'm getting there. Very, very terrible thing that happened to you. Really hurt you. So if this person does come back, and I'm seeing that's a possibility because you've got this bridge here, so they're regretting, they want to come back, I'm getting that. You're not going to be able to get past this. You're not going to be able to get past. Yeah, it feels like it was public, in front of people, something like that, if that resonates with you. So, no, you've made up your mind, I think, and I think you're going to have to try and put it all behind you, because I think you're still thinking about this, actually, if that's you. It still goes around and around in your head. So do whatever you can to put that incident behind you, put them behind you, whatever they did. And it's not a reflection on you. I want you to think about that as well, and really, really internalize that, because it feels as if there's a little bit of what's wrong with me? Why would they treat me like that? They made me look a fool, and I feel terrible and foolish. And what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. There isn't absolutely not one thing wrong with you. There's wrong with someone who does that to someone else in public, not you, them. Never ever think there's anything wrong with you. I just want to tell you that as well, if that's you. But yeah, it just feels like time to move on. If this is you, time to move on from this person, and time to move on from the way they made you feel, if you're still internalizing all of that. Okay, so the last card you have for your past is the Hanged Man, which I love. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of Aries don't like him. I'm Aries, and they're like, no, hurry up, don't hang about like the Hanged Man. But I like him. There's a lot of really positive things in the Hanged Man. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to make sense, but this word's popping out at me: safe, safety, safe alternative. It might be, because I'm seeing some kind of work thing here, some kind of work project. So it might be that I'm getting safe, because I was seeing a lot of unsafety or unsurety around this Knight of Wands, and I was getting work there. It might not be, but it feels like that. So that's why I'm getting safe here. So it's like, this is some kind of alternative to that. So this might be something that, some way that you can get away from that situation and get into something new. So I'm just seeing that. It might not be. I just wanted to say that. And Yeah, I know the Hanged Man can be about holding back and waiting and not doing things. But it feels like maybe you started something. It feels, yeah, again, it feels like a work thing, a project. It feels like you started at least thinking about something. And you started at the perfect time, absolute perfect timing. Probably before all this started happening in the world. You started this early on. And it feels like a lot of people who are starting this now are doing it now, but they're a little bit too late. You're ahead of them. That's kind of what I'm getting, if that makes sense to you. Okay, I have to say this, even if it sounds a bit crazy. So yeah, there's some kind of business or work thing again, and it feels like you've started this. Now, I'm not sure how far along you are into this. It might just be that you've had ideas. Obviously, this man has this light bulb around his head, ideas. So it might be that. But this is huge. This is a huge opening. Whatever this is, it's going to open up a lot of things for you. I'm seeing that really, really clearly here. Now, things are going to be a little bit slow at the beginning if this is a business or something like that, some project, because, you know, the Hanged Man can be a bit slow at the beginning, but or it might just feel like that. But if you pursue this, if you keep on doing this, it's going to open up a lot for you, not just money, not just work, but a lot of other things in your life as well. It's really going to open you up. I'm seeing new friends. I'm seeing some kind of partnership. There might be a partnership that comes out of this. It feels like someone, yeah, this is someone you might have spoken to, or maybe you've worked with this person before. That's a possibility. Now, again, not again, but if you said, I don't know why I said that. If you're single, it might turn into a love connection. It might turn into love. There's some kind of online start. And I think that's probably how you're going to connect. There's friendship, so it starts off an online connection. You might have worked with them before, so this is someone that might come back to connect with you again online. And starts off as a friendship, very, very slow, working together. And it looks like a surprise. There's a surprise at the end of this, and that's love. So you're going to be surprised, well, you're not if I tell you, but you're going to be surprised at this, that this turns into love, or they are, or both of you are. So yeah, there's definitely a possibility of all this happening, all this love. So if you're single, if this all makes sense to you, if this is something you've started, a project or something like that, and you're looking to some kind of collaboration or partnership, and you've had an idea or something like that, I think this is what's going to come out of this for you. Lots and lots of different things coming in for you at once. Definitely love. It's going to feel unexpected. I'm getting that as well. It's like, oh, I didn't think that had come out of this. So that's what they're thinking, or you're thinking, or maybe both of you are going to think that when it happens. It's like, oh, wow. So there's love here as well. So I get to do this project. I get to make money, which is an eventual outcome of this, I think. And I partner up on someone that can help me, and friendship and love can come out of that. So there's so many things in this card. So many. I told you I like this card. So again, you might have worked with this person before. I'm seeing that again here. You might have worked with whoever this is before. So that might give you an idea of who this might be. And maybe I shouldn't say this, but there's a gift. There's some kind of gift around this as well that's coming out to you or to them. There's a gift around this. Someone's giving someone a gift. That's what I'm seeing. So I really, really, really hope this is you, because one thing's growing into a lot of other things. Really, really, really good. And look at the growth at the top of this card. So we've got passion in his legs. We've got communication, because he's got these yellow shoes on, and growth at the top. Lots and lots of leaves. Really, really good. And at the beginning of this, with this light bulb around his head, is an idea, and all of that comes from the idea. So you can see that. I'm just showing you that's how I can see that. Okay, so the first card you have your present is the Empress. Beautiful, I love this. Now again, take care of yourself. Again, that's the message here. Or take better care of yourself, or as much care as you can of yourself. Definitely get out of this situation in the Knight of Wands if you're in that. I'm getting a lack of sleep here as well. I know you can't force yourself to sleep if you can't sleep. I've been there, lying awake awake at night, looking up at the ceiling, going, oh, I can't sleep, looking at the time, oh, now it's 2 o'clock, now it's 5 o'clock, now it's, but if that's you, if you're having problems with sleeping, because I'm seeing that around you, see if you can go to bed a little bit earlier, if you can, at least, that way you'll get a little bit more sleep in there somewhere. And I'm getting this kind of, okay, this is what I'm getting. It's like, I have to be alert. I have to be on hold. I have to be on alert all the time, on alert. And maybe that's why you're losing sleep, because you're on alert all the time. And I think this is something to do with caring for a lot of people, because that's how the Empress is. And it just looks like you're a hub, if that makes sense, a hub. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. There's like a circle around you, and like you're at the center of this. You're in the middle of the circle. Everyone else is kind of circling around you, and they're all depending on you, and you're the key. You're in the middle of everyone. That's kind of what I'm seeing. So if lots of people depend on you, and I was seeing that in the Knight of Wands as well, see if you can bring some other people into the middle of the circle so that they can help you out, because you can't do everything. And someone else needs to be the dependable one, not just you. And I always see that with Capricorn. You're very dependable. You've got this really generous nature. Everyone can depend on you. You're solid. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. Now, I'm not saying people are doing this, but sometimes, people take advantage of that. People can be a bit lazy. If they know that you're there to step up all the time, they can be, well, I know Capricorn person's there. I don't have to do much. So really have a think about who might be doing that. Really have a think about who can step up and help you out if that's you. The other thing, it looks like, at the moment, this is if you're single, it feels like you've just put love to one side for a while. You're not looking, you don't want to think about love right now. You're not focused on that at all. You've got all these other things on your mind. And if you look at this Empress, she's got this heart, but she's not holding the heart. It's not in her. It's not on her body. She's kind of put it down for a while, put it aside. So that's kind of what I'm getting. And just looking at the Page of Swords, I'll talk about that here as well. If this is you, because you're by yourself, and if you're single, and there's this person who's got all these regrets. I was seeing in the Five of Cups, and I think they're watching you, probably on social media. It looks like they're just checking. They're just looking at you, and they're like, oh, are they single? Are they with anyone? That kind of thing. So I think you might get a message from them. I'm seeing a little bit of that in the Five of Cups, that might happen. So this is another confirmation of that. So you'll probably hear from them. And some people think, oh, they're single, so they must be looking. Not necessarily, and not with you, and especially not with someone who you've got bad memories of, which I think you have this person. But watch out for that. Okay, I know you're probably not watching them on social media. Well, I hope you're not. But if you notice lots of new pictures of them coming up, especially attractive ones, or ones that are trying to look attractive or fantastic, or, oh, I've got this great life, look at me, I'm posing, all of that kind of thing, or just lots of activity on their social media, that can be a sign that some kind of message is coming. Because when you get a flurry of activity, then it looks like that's coming. You get that feeling, oh, what's this all about, So, especially if they're watching you, and that's what I'm seeing here. Just one more thing I want to say about this card. If they do contact you, you've got nothing to worry about. They're not going to say anything terrible or do anything to you. Because, the tip of the sword on the Page of Swords, just up the top there, it's cut off at the top of this card. So there's no sharp, pointy ending or sharp tip to this sword. So there's no danger. So don't stress about this if you kind of think, oh, they're going to contact me. Oh, they're going to say something. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to be quite harmless this time. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, so the last card you have your present is the Three of Swords. Yeah, awful card. Okay, I don't want to keep talking about this person, but they keep on coming up all the time. And I know I said look forwards, look to the future, and that's where all these amazing things are that I'm seeing in the Hanged Man. So keep focusing on that. But, this keeps on coming up, so I have to talk about this if it keeps on coming up, this X. Again, it looks like they are going to contact you. It's everywhere here. And, they're not going to like the results. They're not going to like the results when they do contact you, because I don't think you're going to be happy. You're not going to give them what they want. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, you've been here. You've been in this card. This is the heartbreak card. You've experienced this from them. That's how they left you feeling at one time. And you're not going to chance that happening again. It's like, no, I've been through this one time. I'm not going to go through this another time. No, I am not. That's what I'm getting there. And the other thing is, you want stability. You want someone who's grounded, someone who's going to be there for you. Because if you look at these swords, I'll just lift up, they're all pointing down to the ground. They're all pointing down to the earth. That's where the stability is. That's what you want. Okay, just a little thing I'm getting here as well. You need this time. You need this time. I was seeing if you were single, you're just taking your time out of love altogether for a while. You need that time to yourself because you've had all this turmoil I'm seeing in this card in your life with this past relationship, and not just that, with other things as well. And it takes time to leave that, that storm that's in this card. It takes time to get out of that storm, that turmoil, and to get back into balance. And this card's perfectly balanced. So take all the time you need. All the time you need. If people say to you, oh, you're single, why don't you go out with this person or do this? Obviously no one can go out right now, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh, you're single, oh, maybe you should go on online dating. If you're not ready for any of that, don't do it. You know yourself, and again, you need that time. I'm seeing it here, I'm seeing it in the Empress as well. You need that time to get yourself back into balance. So the first card you have your future is the Page of Cups. Yeah, no, not saying anything about the sex. I have to. This is about messages, love messages. They're going to contact you. Another confirmation of that. So it's going to happen. Right, not saying any more about this axe. Okay, so this looks really interesting. Just looking down this row here of your future. Lots of internal changes are happening. Lots and lots of growth, lots of inner growth. I was seeing all that growth in the Hanged Man, and this is about inner growth. Now, I think maybe just looking at this Page of Cups, the Page of Cups can be a bit of a sensitive character. So I think maybe you've always been, okay, don't take this the long way, but a lot of sensitivity. You've got a lot of sensitivity inside you. And I could see that in the Empress with the way you're helping people. And with sensitivity, there's a positive side of that, which is, obviously what I was seeing there again in the Empress, caring, kind, and you like that. That's what you like. But with that, there's a flip side of that, which is, taking things to heart. Maybe being a bit overly upset. And I was seeing that happening in the Five of Cups, where this person really hurt you. Now, I'm not saying, oh, get over it, you're oversensitive. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying generally, with a lot of different things, things that people say, and they do say things. I get plenty of people who say things to me on here, nasty things. But it feels like you do keep people's words in your heart, and they sit with you, a lot of nasty words. Now, I'm going to talk about all of these cards together because they're all kind of fitting in with what I'm seeing with this internal change that's coming up for you. So at the moment, we're all sitting around in this time where we're not out as much, we're not doing as many things. A lot of people are working from home as well, or they're home from work. Now, I think usually with you, I see this all the time with you, and as a Capricorn, to get those feelings out of your head, these horrible feelings when people say things or when you experience things that are horrible, to get out of that uncomfortable kind of feeling, you work. You work. You work really hard. That's what I'm seeing with this Eight of Pentacles. You work and you work and you work, and you work and work and work, and then you kind of try and take your mind off things, and it works for you a lot of the time. But then when you stop working, it all comes back again. And I think now when everyone's not working as much, or if they are, they're at home usually, most people anyway, it looks like maybe you haven't been able to do that, or you haven't been able to use that as a way of working yourself through things or working your way out of things. So you're kind of left with your thoughts a bit more now. if this is you. That's kind of what I'm getting here.